Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet.
Hi, I'm Mike from 1AAuto. I hope this how-to video helps you out. And next time you need parts for your vehicle, think of 1AAuto.com. Thanks.
In this video, we're going to show you how to remove and replace a rear window regulator on this 2003 Nissan Maxima. We show you the driver's side rear. Passenger side rear is the same procedure. You can get the new regulators at 1AAuto.com. We sell a very nice replacement. And the tools you'll need are a small flat blade screwdriver, Phillips screwdriver, a door panel clip tool or a putty knife, and a 10mm socket and ratchet with an extension.
You use a small flat blade screwdriver, and right down in this hole cup there's just a little cover. Kind of pry it and twist, and you'll see a Phillips screw right here. Okay, now I'll come over here, pry it up and out on this bezel, and then you can push it down and pull it out, back, and then come up front. Up here, down, bezel comes off. You can see it just basically has little holes here that attach on there. Now use a Phillips screwdriver and remove the screw. Go back to your small flat blade screwdriver under here, pry up gently, and under here, pry up gently again. Okay, this comes up and out. Then there's just a little button on this connector. I like to push in with the flat blade screwdriver and pull that off. And now you'll need a putty knife or door panel clip tool. Come into the center, put it up, and you slide it over, and there's a clip. Pull out nice and firm. Okay, and then you'll need to just kind of slide your fingers around the edge and pull nice and firm, and get all the clips out. Then your door panel should lift right up and off. Okay, my weather strip kind of pulled away from the door panel a little bit. I'm just going to bend these tabs back, put it down on, and bend the tab back on the back side. Okay, a 10mm socket with a ratchet or just a wrench would work, and you want to remove the two bolts that hold this brace on. Okay, and now carefully pull your water shield down. You want to avoid ripping it as much as possible. So you can get to these two bolts down here. Okay, so this is a cable style regulator. There's actually a cable right back in here. And what you want to do is, usually what happens is the cable breaks and you can hit the switch and you'll hear a grinding or a whirring noise of the motor running, but the window doesn't do anything. So in that case, usually when the cable breaks, you can just grab the window and move it up and down by hand, and you want to move it to a point where you can see this bolt here and this bolt here. Those bolts hold the window to the regulator. The best thing is to have a socket with a ratchet and an extension. This one here is very easy to get to. Okay, and then this one here. Okay, and then once you have those out, you can just separate the window from the regulator, and you can just kind of push it up and then use some tape, some Usually the blue painter style tape to tape the window up is the best. Okay, now we'll remove the regulator. Again, there's 2 bolts down here. Remove this bolt and loosen this bolt, and then it will slide through the hole. And then there's 3 bolts that hold the window motor. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and our window motor connects right here. There's a little, just a little tab. Press it with your thumb, disconnect it. And I'll remove all these bolts. Okay, and with all the bolts removed, like I said, you can slide this forward, go back, and the rail comes off. Lift your motor up a little bit. Okay, and then just slide everything right through. Okay, and again, my original's in fine shape, so I'm not going to replace a good working regulator. But the ones from 1A Auto, they're all the same. The only difference is sometimes they'll come with a longer pigtail. That just means that you want to bring it out here, and you can use a plastic wire tie or something to secure the pigtail. Make sure you reconnect it, obviously, and just secure it so that the extra wire couldn't get in and interfere with the window. To reinstall, pretty easy. Window and regulator in. If you're putting a new one in, you would want to transfer this bolt to the same location on the new one, and then put it into place like that. Okay, the window motor hangs up with 2 little tabs here. Okay, so it's in. Okay, so that's all tightened up. Now reconnect your window motor. And again, as I said, new motor from 1A Auto will plug in just like the original, although it may have a pigtail. And what I would do is just bring the pigtail out here, use a plastic wire tie, and just secure it, just to make sure, again, so it doesn't interfere with the window at all. And now I'm gonna hold on to the window, just take my tape off up here. Okay. That allows my window to slide down into place. And just move it around a little bit and line it up. One bolt in. And the other bolt. In nice and tight. Okay, I just turned my key on. Quick test, make sure it goes up and down. It looks like it's all set. So I'll disconnect my switch here again.
Here, and I'm going to fast forward again as I put the water shield back in place. The stuff that's on it is a little sticky and messy. Just make sure you lay it out as best you can and get it back up in there the way it was. And then also remember to put the brace back on that holds the door panel in place.
Okay, now put your door panel back on. Make sure it's right up against the window. Slide it down into place. Okay, just make sure that you pull this back up and it rests on top. Okay, push this insulator back in. And then the fabric on the door panel is Make sure it goes around the outside of the handle. Activate the clips. Pull your harness up through. Plug in, oh, that's the right way. Plug in the switch. Slide this in. Place. Goes down in. And the Phillips screw to hold it. And this trim bezel here snaps back on. And then this little button just goes back in place here.
We hope this helps you out. Brought to you by www.1aauto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet. Please feel free to call us toll-free 888-844-3393. We're the company that's here for you on the internet and in person.